Hello students, in this video we are going to study about the force exerted on a radial curved vents. So for radial curved vents, the radius at the inlet and the radius at the outlets are different. Hence the tangential velocities at the inlet and at the outlet of this radial curved vents are different. Let us consider a radial curved vents, a series of radial curved vents which are mounted on a wheel are shown here. When the jet of water strikes these vents, this wheel or this series of vents start rotating with an constant angular velocity. Let us consider R1 is the radius of this wheel at the inlet of the vent and R2 is the radius of the wheel at the outlet of the vent. Omega is the angular speed of the wheel. Then we know that the linear velocity, it is a product of radius multiplied by angular velocity. So u1 will become as omega multiplied by r1 and u2 will become as omega multiplied by r2. The velocity triangles at inlet and outlet are shown in this diagram. You already know this v1, this is the absolute velocity of the jet at inlet. u1 is the tangential velocities of this vane at inlet. vr1 is the relative velocities between this jet v1 and tangential velocity u1. vw1 is the x component of this jet velocity v1, which is also called as velocity of the whirl, and vf1 is the y component of this jet velocity v1, which is also called as flow velocity vf1 at inlet. The angle between this jet direction and the direction of this tangential velocity at inlet is alpha, and the angle between the relative velocity and the direction of the tangential direction of this velocity of the vents is theta. Similar the terms for the outlet triangles also. Here the angle are replaced by, instead of alpha here angle is beta, and instead of this theta here angle is phi. Okay, all other notations are possess their usual meanings. So we know that the mass of water striking per second on this series of vents is mass of the water coming out of the nozzle per second. So what is the mass which is coming out of the nozzle? It is equal to rho multiplied by A multiplied by V1, where A is the area of the jet and V1 is the velocity of the jet. So momentum of the water striking the vents in tangential direction per second at inlet will be equal to this mass of the water per second should be multiplied by component of the velocity v1 in the tangential direction. So component of this velocity v1 in the tangential direction is vw1, means is the component in the x direction, which we have stated above as vw1. So momentum of this water will be equal to rho a v1 multiplied by vw1. Similarly for the outlet, the momentum of the water will be equal to rho a v1 multiplied by components of the outlet velocity, outlet jet velocity v2 in tangential direction, which is equal to vw2. But in this case the direction of vw2 is opposite, hence we will consider a negative sign for this. So the momentum at the outlet will become as rho a v1 multiplied by minus vw2. Okay, now the angular momentum per second at the inlet will be equal to, momentum is obviously the multiplication of the momentum multiplied by radius, so we will get the angular momentum. So momentum is rho a v1 multiplied by vw1 and the radius at the inlet is r1. Similarly, the angular momentum at the outlet will be momentum at the outlet multiplied by radius at the outlet. So momentum at the outlet is negative of rho a v1 multiplied by vw2, and radius at the outlet is r2. Okay. Then if you need to find the torque, so we know that torque is the rate of change of angular momentum. So angular momentum's change is equal to the angular momentum at the inlet minus angular momentum at the outlet. So angular momentum at the inlet we have found out as rho a v1 vw1 r1 minus angular momentum at the outlet is equal to minus rho a v1 multiplied by vw2 into r2. So this minus minus sign will become as plus. If we put rho a v1 as common, then into bracket it will become as vw1 into r1 plus vw2 into r2. So this is equal to torque. Hence we can easily find out now the work done per second on the wheels. Work done is equal to torque multiplied by angular velocity. So torque is, we have found out here, and the angular velocity is omega. So the expression for the work done per second on the wheel become as rho a v1 vw1 multiplied by r1 multiplied by omega plus vw2 multiplied by r2 multiplied by omega. Okay. Now, but we know that these tangential velocities u1 and u2, this can be represented in the form of this angular momentum as tangential velocity at inlet u1 is equal to r1 omega, where r1 is the radius at the inlet, u1 is the tangential velocity at the inlet, as the omega is constant for the whole wheels, means at the inlet also, at the outlet also. Hence, if we replace this into the above equation, also we replace this value of this u2 in the above equation, then we will get the above equation as rho a v1 multiplied by vw1 u1 plus vw2 u2. So this is the expression for the work done per second on the wheel. Now, if that angle beta, what is this beta? Beta is the angle of the outlet jet with the direction of the motion of the van. If this angle is acute, then the above expression which you have found out is true. If the angle is obtuse, means it is greater than 90 degree, then the sign between this vw1 u1 and vw2 u2 will become a negative. Hence the expression for the work done per second on the wheels when the angle beta is obtuse is rho a v1 vw1 u1 minus vw2 u2. Hence in the generalized form we can write the expression for the work done per second on the wheel as rho a v1 multiplied by vw1 plus or minus vw2 u2. If the discharge is radial at the outlet, radial discharge means the value of beta is 90 degree. If the value of beta is 90 degree, then the work done will become as the value of, when the beta is 90 degree, value of vw2 becomes 0. Hence the above equation for the work done is simplified as rho a v1 multiplied by vw1 u1. So this is the expression for the work done per second on the wheel, and this is the expression in the generalized form for the work done per second on the wheel on a series of radially curved vans. Above equation can be also written as rho multiplied by q multiplied by into the bracket vw1 u1 plus or minus vw2 u2, because area into velocity is equal to discharge. So we have replaced this a into v1 as capital Q. Now if the tangential velocity at the inlet is u1, which can also be represented by pi d1 multiplied by n divided by 60, where d1 is the outer diameter of the runner, and u2 is the tangential velocity at the outlet of the wheels, which is represented by pi d2n divided by 60, where d2 is the inner diameter of the runner and capital N is the speed of the turbine in RPM, in revolution per minute. So now if we find the expression for the work done per second per unit weight of the water per second, means the above equation, which is the equation for the work done per second, if we divide it by the weight of the water which is striking on this series of radial curved vents per second, then the expression will become as rho q multiplied by into the bracket Vw1 u1 plus or minus Vw2 u2 divided by the weight of the water striking per second. So what is the weight of the water striking? It is the rho q multiplied by g, as it is weight. So if we multiply this mass flow rate by acceleration due to gravity, then we will get the weight of the water which is striking on this radial curved vents. So after simplifying this rho g will get cancelled. So the equation will become as 1 upon g into the bracket Vw1 u1 plus or minus Vw2 u2. And this above equation represents the energy transfer per unit weight per second to the runner. And this equation is also called as Euler's equation of the hydrodynamic machines. So this is also known as the fundamental equation of the hydrodynamic machines, and it is invented by a Swiss scientist L. Euler.